Foreign Secretary, Russian electoral interference is quite a claim, but what do we actually know about what went on?
Well, we're in a position now to say that we believe, we know with reasonable confidence that Russian actors were involved in trying to interfere with the 2019 election, principally through trying to spread, amplify online illegally obtained leaked documents relating to the UK-US free trade negotiations. There's a criminal investigation ongoing, so I can't say too much more than that. It is important to wait on the specific attribution, but we will reserve our right to take appropriate measures when we have the conclusion of that investigation.
But are you saying today that Labour have done anything wrong or might have done anything wrong?
I think that's for Labour to answer both Jeremy Corbyn and Keir Starmer.
Is there any evidence that they might have done anything wrong?
I think, again, those are all questions for them. What I can also tell you today is that with our US-Canadian counterparts, we have also making it clear, and we've released a statement indicating that we know that the Russian intelligence agencies have been targeting, in terms of cyber attacks, against efforts across those three countries and here in the UK, our attempt to find a vaccine through research and development for coronavirus. And I think that's pretty appalling, I have to say. At a time where the world's coming together, we're all trying to find a vaccine that both our people and people around the world can benefit from. To have the Russian government engaged in that endeavour, I think needs calling out, and I think the world should know it.
And from what you've seen, is that because they want to steal the secrets of a vaccine or because they want to disrupt vaccine production? Why do you think they're doing that?
We're not entirely sure, but it feels in any event as if it's been done for their own narrow purposes, whether it's commercial or otherwise. In any event, as I said, given that the world is trying to come together to find a vaccine for our own peoples, British people here in the UK, but also for people around the world, I'm afraid it's a pretty egregious behaviour, and it deserves and it should be called out in the way we're doing today.
What we've heard from briefings today is that no harm has actually come of any of the Russian attempts to interfere in the vaccine production process. So why are you making quite such a big song and dance of it today?
Well, look, I think it's important to call it out because we're not going to wait until there is harm. It's clearly wrong, contrary to international law, contrary to Russia's responsibilities as a member of the international community and indeed a permanent member of the Security Council, to be targeting with cyber attacks the international effort, not just here in the UK, but in Canada, in the US, to try and find a vaccine, which is for the greater good of the world as well as our people here at home. And I think it's absolutely right that we call it out in this measured way with our international partners.
How confident are you when the Security Committee report is published next week that you're not going to see evidence that some of your Conservative colleagues didn't have too close a relationship to some Russians?
Well, you wouldn't expect me to preempt or prejudge the outcome of that report, but now that the ISC has been formed, it's quite right that they proceed to publish.
Finally, there are some moves from Donald Trump to extend, extend an invitation to President Putin to rejoin the G7, make it into the G8 again. Do you think that's a good idea in light of what you've been saying today?
I think if Russia wants to rejoin the senior international forum like that, it needs to live up to its international responsibilities. This is evidence that it's not doing so.